I think it means that America Ferrara is no longer supporting Blake Lively.
Anna, what does it mean to be working with Blake again?
Oh my God.
Hollywood's biggest power players just turned their backs on Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, completely shutting them out.
He was slamming Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. He basically said that they effed up.
Hollywood's A-listers are cutting ties, making it clear they want nothing to do with this power couple anymore.
And so the more time we got to spend with Blake Lively, the less we liked her.
What they did to Justin Baldoni wasn't just shady, it was completely unforgivable.
So she's that dramatic in a release statement. She probably was even more dramatic in just being the friend that supports your friend, even when you know you're lying.
And I mean, everyone is done with them. Not just ex-fans or random online voices. We're talking A-list celebrities, power players, even family members. One by one, they're dropping them like duct tape melting in a heat wave.
And of course, it's not good for Blake or Ryan.
Why? Because of Blake and Ryan's toxic feud with Justin Baldoni. And no, this wasn't just some behind-the-scenes creative clash. This was deception, legal threats, manipulation, public smearing, and alleged intimidation. All led by Blake, with Ryan backing her like a PR puppet. Now, Hollywood is finally seeing them for who they really are.
The fact that Blake Lively has been rude and cruel to people throughout her career, it's a fact. They didn't even deny that these things have happened. So
people aren't just stepping away. They're wiping their entire feeds clean of any trace of support. Deleted posts, unfollows, complete ghosting. It's like a digital exorcism. And the best part? Blake and Ryan can't do a thing about it. Their PR magic has run out, and Hollywood isn't falling for the budget version.
It means a lot when he comes out and says something. He basically said that they effed up, which I can completely agree with.
Let's start with the one person they never thought would walk away. Taylor Swift. Oh yeah, they were convinced she was locked in. Best friends, vacation buddies, even using their kids' names in her songs. But now, Taylor wants nothing to do with them. Why? Because Blake, always the master manipulator, allegedly used Taylor's name without permission to pressure Justin Baldoni during the whole "It Ends With Us" fiasco.
Taylor Swift, she is getting deposed. It is happening. I have it on very good authority that Taylor Swift is gonna get subpoenaed.
Let that sink in. Blake turned her own best friend into a weapon, like a social nuke. She straight up referred to Taylor as one of her dragons. Sounds epic, right? Until you realize it basically means Taylor will wreck you if I decide. Just imagine the level of arrogance it takes to believe you can drag Taylor Swift into your messy little battles, and she'll just play along.
Taylor Swift, you have to recognize and respect the fact that she is a machine, okay? She is an absolute machine. She will do everything to protect her image.
And get this, Blake invited Taylor to her penthouse for a so-called meeting about the film. What Taylor didn't realize, the whole thing was a setup, a trap to ambush Justin Baldoni. Yep, she got played, used, and thrown into a Hollywood mess she never even signed up for.
Blake has taken advantage of her brand.
Classic Blake move, hiding the claws beneath a perfectly curated Instagram filter. And after all that, Taylor Swift cut her from the Super Bowl guest list. If you know Taylor, you know that's basically the modern-day equivalent of a royal execution. Her way of saying, "We're done," without even needing to say a word.
But I think that Taylor Swift is publicly backing away from this friendship because she's intelligent.
And the silence since then? That's classic Swift. Her signature shade. No messy statements, no public drama. She just erases you, tweaks a few lyrics in a future album, and lets the world put the pieces together. As for Blake, she's out. Period.
And I want to be clear, that has the potential to humiliate Taylor.
That was just the beginning. Next in line to ghost the so-called golden couple, none other than Colleen Hoover. And let's not forget, this is the same Colleen Hoover who once hyped Blake like she was the future of cinema. She called Blake's casting in "It Ends With Us" a dream, told fans she was over the moon, and backed her every step of the way.
Colleen deactivated her Instagram on January 21st.
Fast forward to reality, and what do we see? Hoover wiped out 32 posts, unfollowed Blake, and scrubbed her entire Instagram, vanishing from the drama so fast she practically left digital skid marks. Why? Because once Justin Baldoni started dropping receipts, actual, undeniable proof of how far Blake went to manipulate and sabotage things, Colleen had no choice. She couldn't just sit back, stay silent, and pretend to support someone running the show like a backstage tyrant.
Up here, we have seen the evidence, and we haven't seen any evidence from Blake Lively that supports her claims. And I'm sure she's going to cut that out from the actual article. I think it's coming out later this week, at some point next week.
And don't think this was just a casual, I'd rather not be associated move. No, not even close. Word on the street, and not the conspiracy theory kind, is that Colleen is actually considering suing Blake and Ryan. Yeah, a lawsuit.
Blake Lively manipulated her audiences and lied to her audiences.
Apparently, Blake sold her a dream. More book-to-movie deals, more power, more creative control. But now, Hoover's seeing the truth. It was all smoke and mirrors. Blake dangled the opportunity in front of her, only to set it ablaze the moment things didn't go her way.
He told us that Justin Baldoni claims she tried to take over his movie because she has a history of saying, okay, I'll be the star, but what I secretly want to do is direct it and edit it and produce it.
Typical. And let's be real. Colleen isn't just some random YA author. She's a best-selling powerhouse, one of the top fiction authors of the decade. If she sues, it's game over. That's the literary world's way of saying, we don't deal with frauds.
And so the tables turned very quickly against Colleen. People expected her to then now give a more informed answer, a more informed response as to how she could have gone along with what is appearing to be such obvious forms of bullying.
And her digital cleanup? Not subtle at all. We're talking 32 posts wiped, every trace of Blake erased. A full-on social media purge. In PR terms, that's basically screaming, I want nothing to do with this woman ever again. Meanwhile, Blake's still acting like nothing's happening, posting as if she's just baking cupcakes in her billion-dollar kitchen, while her career melts faster than butter on a hot stove.
And he managed to get Blake Lively to star in his movie across from him.
But here's the real kicker. This isn't just bad press. This is full-blown industry exile. The kind where your name comes up in meetings and suddenly everyone's glued to their phones. When even Colleen Hoover is ghosting you, when Taylor Swift is erasing you from her social calendar, when the people who swore they had your back are now considering legal action, you're not just in trouble. You've officially become the villain of your own story.
Just in while we're live, Taylor Swift is having bad blood with Blake Lively. I am not your dragon. I knew it.
And don't even get me started on Ryan Reynolds. This is the guy who built his entire brand on being the funny, lovable husband. The Deadpool, but with dad jokes. But guess what? That mask is slipping fast.
There's going to be a lot stronger defamation claims against Ryan Reynolds.
While Blake's been out here rewriting scripts and steamrolling directors, Ryan's been quietly playing the role of silent co-conspirator. Don't let the charm fool you. He's knee-deep in this mess too. And people are finally starting to notice.
So he gets Blake Lively. She's married to Ryan Reynolds. These are Hollywood A-listers. He's going to put him on the map.
And she agrees to be his female co-star. Great, they're off to the races.
So yeah, Hollywood's so-called golden couple, not looking so golden anymore. The shine is gone, the mask has cracked, and everyone's jumping ship faster than Blake can fake a red carpet laugh.
Not supporting Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, which, I mean, he is a big celebrity and has a huge following.
Let's start with America Ferrera. Back in December, she posted a sweet little tribute hyping up Blake Lively. Classic Instagram love, all sunshine and girl power. But now, that post is gone. Poof. Wiped from her grid like Blake never even existed. Sure, you can still find it if you dig through tags and old links, but America made one thing clear. It's not staying on her public profile.
See how she hasn't removed the post itself from Instagram, but she removed it from her grid. So
Translation? Yeah, I don't want this energy in my feed or my life. Because let's be real. When someone like America Ferrera, an Oscar-nominated, media-savvy, highly respected star starts scrubbing her profile, it's not a tech glitch. It's a message, and a loud one.
What does this mean? Well, I think it means that America Ferrera is no longer supporting Blake Lively. Why else would she remove it from her grid?
Amber Tamblyn, another sisterhood vet, technically still has her post up. But here's the kicker, she pulled it from her grid too. It's invisible unless you search for it directly. The kind of digital move people make when they want to ghost you in public without causing drama. Basically, the Gen Z version of crossing the street when they see you coming.
For now, Amber Tomlin still has the post on her Instagram, as you can see. But who knows? The thing is, Amber also has a connection to the New York Times. She's been writing for the New York Times. So I think for her to remove it, it will be a bigger statement also against the New York Times.
These two were loyal. They were part of Blake's inner circle for nearly 2 decades. They weren't just random co-stars. They were supposed to be family. And now? Radio silence. Comments disabled. Posts vanished. It's like they went to the sisterhood reunion, saw what Blake was up to, and just thought, yeah, we're out.
I don't know. This doesn't look like a woman under stress. This doesn't look like a woman who can barely get out of bed, as we've seen in reports. This looks like a woman who cannot wait to be back in the spotlight.
And you know what? That's exactly what happens when you keep proving you're a toxic liability. When your own feminist allies, the women who fought for equality, diversity, and inclusion, start to step away, it's not just personal, it's political. You've become everything they stand against. And Blake? She's teaching a masterclass on how to lose friends and alienate powerful women.
Where this support for people in power is coming from. The protection of rich and famous people with so much power. Why are the liberal traditional media supporting that so much? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Let's talk about Bart Johnson. Yeah, Coach Bolton himself. This isn't just some random guy from Blake's extended friend group. He's her actual brother-in-law, married to her sister, Robin Lively. If you can't even hold on to family, you really have to ask yourself, what the hell are you doing wrong?
On record, long before the public conflict, the cast unfollowed him for a reason. But, he's not mentioning anyone specific. He's not mentioning anyone specific. Bart, yes, she did.
At first, Bart came out swinging like a loyal soldier, defending Blake with a level of delusion usually reserved for flat earthers. He posted cryptic nonsense about performative man buns, and let's be real, we all knew he was taking shots at Justin Baldoni, because heaven forbid someone have a man bun in morals, right? Bart really thought he was doing something with those Instagram warrior monk quotes. Then reality hit. Legal documents started dropping, receipts began surfacing, and suddenly, the tweets vanished. Bart's tone shifted from Baldoni is fake to, my words weren't aimed at anyone specific. Oh, really, Bart? So the universe just accidentally aligned your shady captions with Justin's hairstyle and whole vibe?
Amidst the Justin Baldoni drama. Now, a few of these texts are getting deleted and moved. It's all fluid on there, but he's responding to somebody. He received a response asking if he deleted his past tweets, allegedly about Baldoni, because Lively and Ryan were being exposed as liars in the legal back and forth. My past comment wasn't for any individual, never said a name, Johnson said.
What's hilarious is that even Bart realized he got played. He publicly admitted he was misled. Yeah, by Blake and Ryan, the ultimate PR shapeshifters. Now, he's quietly sliding into the background, hoping no one notices he used to be on Team Lively. But we noticed, Bart. We definitely noticed. And when even your own family jumps off your sinking ship, that's not just a red flag. That's a full stadium wave of red flags in slow motion.
Who's married to Blake's half-sister Robin. It was directed at a certain type of person that I find performative and disingenuous when they post clips of themselves being amazing.
But it doesn't stop with family. Oh no. The sisterhood broke up too. Remember that wholesome bond from the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants? That heartwarming movie about female solidarity and lifelong friendship? Well, that sisterhood just got revoked.
Say his name. I think you forgot to mention the person you were supposed to be apologizing to. His name is Justin Baldoni. Otherwise, your blanket apology.
But let's move on to the most satisfying twist of karma in this whole saga. Scarlett Johansson. Oh yes, because when Scarlett enters the chat, you know something iconic is about to go down. Let's rewind. Ryan Reynolds and Scarlett were married from 2008 to 2010. They're split, pretty private, nothing too explosive at the time. But now, years later, the plot just thickened faster than Deadpool's mask because guess who Scarlett just signed on to work with? Justin Baldoni. That's right. Ryan's ex-wife is now teaming. Help with the very man Ryan and Blake have been trying to take down for months. Scarlett is directing a new film called Eleanor the Great. And guess who's backing it? Wayfarer Studios. Yep, Justin's studio. Fully financed, fully endorsed. Fully Team Justin.
She looked really bad then too, but still, she clearly can apologize.
Yeah. Yeah, she's capable of it.
But she would not apologize, and I find that despicable.
Yeah.
Here's where things get extra messy. Blake and Ryan's romance may have overlapped with Ryan's marriage to Scarlett Johansson. Green Lantern started filming in March 2010 while he was still married. And rumor has it, they're flirty on set. Energy didn't just stay on set. Hotel rooms, late nights, and not long after, a divorce. Coincidence? Highly doubtful. Insiders believe Scarlett knew but stayed silent, just waiting for the right moment.
It's going to have to be a full-blown, I am sorry, I lied, I am a terrible person, tail in between the legs, and that's what we deserve. Everything. And it really was quite horrific because you just go, what kind of a monster even goes through with this CRD filing?
And now she's making it loud and clear by teaming up with Justin Baldoni, the same man Blake and Ryan tried to take down. Scarlett didn't subtweet. She didn't drop cryptic quotes. She did something even louder. She signed onto his project as a director backed by his studio. That's not subtle. That's a Hollywood missile. This wasn't some random partnership. It was a calculated move that says, I know who's worth backing and it's not you. With family, friends, and now. Exy's all pulling away. Blake and Ryan are watching their empire crumble, while Hollywood quietly shuts the door behind them.
And so the more time we got to spend with Blake Lively, the less we liked her.
Penn Badgley, Gossip Girl's mysterious loner turned dramatic genius. Also, Blake's real-life ex-boyfriend. Once upon a time, Penn and Blake were Hollywood's moody indie couple. After their breakup, they kept it civil. No drama, no scandals, no messy post-breakup shade. He even had her on his podcast, Pod Crushed, which, in hindsight, feels less like a friendly gesture and more like a mercy invite from a guy still trying to convince himself she hadn't sold her soul to the devil of PR manipulation.
I want all the roles for me and only me. I want full control because I am a controlling bully.
But now, Penn has officially unfollowed Blake and fully aligned himself with Justin Baldoni. Oh yeah, he hit that unfollow button like it owed him money. And even better, he follows Baldoni now. In today's world, social media loyalty is the new public statement, and Penn just made his loud and clear. Blake's out here trying to curate her life like an Instagram aesthetic, and Penn's saying, yeah, I want no part of that filtered chaos.
He told us that Justin Baldoni claims she tried to take over his movie because she has a history of saying, okay, I'll be the star, but what I secretly want to do is direct it and edit it and produce it.
And this goes way beyond old ex-drama. Penn and Justin share a deeper connection through the Baha'i faith, a spiritual belief system rooted in unity, truth, and values. Values that, let's be real, Blake Lively probably couldn't spell, let alone live by. These two men actually stand for something. Emotional intelligence, integrity, decency. You know, all the things Blake tramples and heals while throwing tantrums on film sets.
And that what in fact happened was Justin didn't harass Blake. Blake was interested in wresting control of this movie away from Justin, who was the director and the producer. She was just an actress in it. And used threats and coercion and bullying to do it.
The fact that Penn, who had every reason to stay neutral, chose a side and not hers, says everything. He's not some Hollywood drama king chasing headlines. If anything, Penn lives in his own philosophical bubble, so for him to publicly walk away from Blake and stand with Baldoni, that means he saw something ugly. And let's be real, it probably wasn't hard to spot. Then there's Anna Kendrick. If Penn's exit was a polite unfollow, Anna's rejection of Blake might as well have come with a boxing glove and a mic drop.
How quickly do you...
Don't touch me.
These two work together on A Simple Favor, a movie about secrets, lies, and backstabbing. So basically, a documentary if you ask anyone on set.
Anna, what does it mean to be working with Blake again?
Oh my god.
Behind the scenes, it was pure chaos. Anna reportedly could not stand Blake. We're talking full-on enemies on set-level dysfunction. The energy was so toxic that the studio had to step in, forcing them to pretend they were friends during press. They were basically given media babysitters just to keep them from going at each other on camera.
Basically, enemies and their press tours had to be booked separately.
And let's be real, Anna Kendrick is chill. She's funny, sarcastic, and not the type to start drama. So if she says things were bad, it wasn't just bad, it was nuclear. Anna doesn't fake hatred. That kind of negativity doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It grows when someone like Blake Lively walks into a room wearing a crown she glued to her own head and expects everyone to bow.
And Kendra can't fake it. She's just like, listen, I know y'all want me to, but I can't with this woman.
The difference in personalities was obvious. Anna's witty, self-deprecating, effortlessly real. Blake's calculated, always camera ready. Anna shows up in jeans with sarcasm. Blake arrives in a ball gown with a PR script, and clearly even that. Contrast was too big to gloss over for the sake of press tours. Because let's be honest, if you're too difficult for Anna Kendrick to tolerate, you've officially lost all credibility.
He got headlines everywhere for saying that. Yeah, so now we know Joe Rogan is not supporting Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, which, I mean, he is a big celebrity.
But here's where it really hits rock bottom. Don Saladino, the man who knew Blake and Ryan's bodies better than they knew their own publicists. Their personal trainer for years, the guy who sculpted Ryan into Deadpool shape, got Blake red, carpet ready, and basically served as the health guru behind their manufactured Hollywood glow.
But boy, I mean, it's just like, it's kind of embarrassing, right?
And now, Don's gone full ghost. He removed his pinned photo with Ryan Reynolds, deleted all fitness content featuring Blake, and unfollowed both of them like they never existed. When your trainer, someone whose entire brand depends on neutrality and discretion, starts erasing you, that's not a coincidence. That's a warning shot. Trainers don't do drama. Their whole business relies on trust, loyalty, and keeping secrets. So when they walk away, you know something bad went down. And here's the kicker. Blake once referred Justin Baldoni to Don, back when they were pretending to be friends. So Don knew both parties. He had no reason to pick sides.
And something just didn't. I went through Justin Baldoni's Instagram and he just seemed like a puppy.
Then he did, loudly, by quietly unfollowing the couple, deleting their content, and even reposting an article mocking Ryan Reynolds. Let me say that again. He shared content that dragged Ryan. That's not just a vibe shift. That's a spiritual cleanse. That's, I saw too much, and now I need to detox your energy from my feed. And these weren't just cute gym selfies. Don had access to their real moments. No makeup, no filters, just Blake and Ryan, raw, sweaty, probably complaining about everything while still trying to seem relatable. For Don to walk away, it means he saw behind the curtain and didn't like the wizard.
And I knew a bit about her. I knew how she grew up. I knew that she kind of was one of these people. What tends to be the case is that when you grow up with everything, you create things out of nothing because you're looking for struggle in your life and you're used to getting whatever it is that you want.
When even your trainer walks away, it's not just about losing friends. It's about losing the people who built your public image. Don, the guy who sculpted the Lively Reynolds illusion, the one who kept their Hollywood glow intact, is now quietly erasing every trace of them, one deleted post at a time. So what's left? Taylor Swift? Gone. Colleen Hoover? Scrubbed from her timeline. Bart Johnson? Waved the white flag. America Ferrera and Amber Tamblyn? Sisterhood revoked. Scarlett Johansson? Teamed up with the very man Blake and Ryan tried to destroy. Penn Badgley? Unfollowed. Distanced himself. Anna Kendrick? Never tolerated Blake in the first place. Don Saladino? Wiped them from his brand. What started as a small tantrum on the It Ends With Us set has now turned into a full-blown Hollywood exodus, and all Blake and Ryan had to do to burn their empire to the ground? Be themselves. No one's buying the cute couple act anymore. The I married my best friend shtick, the snarky tweets, the charming winks, it's all expired. People see the manipulation, people see the games, and people are done.
It was monstrous what she did, and she's got to pay for it.
Live birth porn.
Every move Blake and Ryan made, the power plays, the smear campaigns, the radio silence, the victim complex backfired. Their carefully curated PR couple image shattered. And you know what rises from the ashes? Not them, not this time. Because Hollywood isn't just canceling them. Hollywood is exposing them. This isn't about drama. This is about receipts. When everyone in your life, from co-stars to family to even your trainer, starts walking away, one thing becomes crystal clear. Hollywood has made its choice. And it's not Blake and Ryan. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss the next chapter in this chaotic downfall.